Yo, everybody's on Get to 134 here.
And as always, I'm Average Joe Squad.
Welcome to another episode of Remember the Hyphen, the show where we look at comic books, movies, and everything in between.
Filming again in my car, and this time we got the damn car shut off because I am not draining my battery.
Yeah. So this is yet another episode of Adam and Colton record a TV show, so we're going to end up having to move all the other episodes we recorded back so we can get this one out to match in time. So, after doing WandaVision, we figure, what the hell? Well, actually, we were going to do this anyways. Let's do Falcon and the Winter Soldier. So, if you remember the end of Avengers Endgame, which, God, it's been, 2 or 3 years now?
Doesn't seem like that long.
No. Basically, Cap went back in time. Spoilers for Endgame if you haven't seen it, although why would you
have not seen it at this point?
Yeah. Cap was sent back in time to return the time stones back to their rightful places, so to ensure the time loop. But after doing so, used his time machine to go back to the past and meet with Peggy, and basically lived out his time with Peggy and aged. And of course, at the end of that, he gave Sam Wilson, aka Falcon, his shield as if to say that Sam should be the next Captain America. This show basically picks up after that, more or less.
I think they said it's 5 weeks.
Yeah, 5 weeks or so after the events of Avengers Endgame, which is hilarious because, meanwhile, Spider-Man's I'm doing pretty well for myself, other than, my mentor's dead. I don't know, it's kind of funny, how radically different Homecoming feels compared to, the rest of the Marvel Universe dealing with the blip.
I mean, Far From Home.
Or Far From... Well, I meant Spider-Man, just the character, not
okay.
the MCU Spidey.
Oh, you should have Homecoming. I was wait a minute.
Oh, sorry. I meant Far From Home. That's the thing I hate about those stupid movies, having such names so similar to each other. But anyway, so basically this film picks up with Sam, more or less, is working with the military to counteract terrorists that have come up since the blip. However, he's decided to stay as Falcon, and he decides to send Cap's shield to the Smithsonian to be a part of the Captain America exhibit. That's, the one, if you've seen Captain America the Winter Soldier, it's that one. Meanwhile, Bucky's dealing with basically PTSD and his trauma due to the events of, being the Winter Soldier, as well as having very vivid dreams, which more than likely are not actually dreams. They're more or less memories.
Past memories.
Yeah, past memories of his time as the Winter Soldier. And basically the episode ends on the fact that the government's decided that, yes, we still need a Captain America, and they unveil their next Captain America, the U.S. agent.
With the most punchable face in the MCU.
No, he really does.
I literally looked at him I want to punch you in the fucking face.
I really feel like they hired him purely because, he looks like someone that should get punched in the fucking face.
Me looking at him motherfucker, you are hard to look at.
So that's the basic premise of the first episode. Because, like we usually do, we usually kind of give our first thoughts at the beginning of the show. And then when the show is done with, we usually do an overview as we talk about, all the episodes. So, yeah, honestly, this is a really good first episode.
Oh, definitely. I agree.
I almost think it's a better first episode than WandaVision's first episode, but that's mostly just because WandaVision's first episode was to establish the weird,
well, and I
premise.
don't think it's necessarily fair to compare them.
I mean, that's true.
One is a sitcom, and then this is kind of more back to formula.
Yeah, that's true. I definitely think a lot of people will probably get into this a little bit more than WandaVision. Not to rat on WandaVision, because I love WandaVision. I just think that this show kind of sets the tone a little more than the sitcom. Because what I meant more was I get why people when they first watch those couple episodes well, it's just a sitcom and nothing happens.
Oh my God, because nothing happens in sitcoms.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert, Friends isn't funny.
And granted, I get why people complained about the slow burn with WandaVision. I don't necessarily agree with it. I just this almost felt like we were watching a fourth Captain America film.
No, it really did. When the credits rolled, I was God damn! I thought I was watching a movie.
Yeah, if when it got to the end, I'm we just got to the first act though. But yeah, overall I really enjoyed it. Before we really kind of dive into like the episode, what were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to. I had heard kind of mixed reviews about it. I knew a lot of people liked it. I also had seen like some people say like they weren't really impressed with it. But I mean, I think with these pilots, I think it's kind of rather unfair to put like, oh, I don't think the show's very good. I'm like, we've had one episode.
Yeah, like I need to watch.
You can't judge a whole show based on one episode.
No, like granted, if we weren't watching this in a review fashion, I'd be like, I would give it like 3 episodes. That's like my rule with TV shows. I'll give it like 3 episodes. If it
ain't caught me by then,
I'm gonna probably tap out until I hear someone be like, no, it was a slow burn. You gotta like watch the whole thing.
You gotta kick back into it.
Which, fair, I've done that before. I do that a lot with anime because some animes are just way too slow.
Or you end up like me where it's like I gave up on Batwoman because I was like, oh, I heard it got worse.
Yeah, which I feel bad for Ruby Rose because I actually really liked her as Batwoman. But
yeah, it's just I
don't think that
the writing on that show was not that great.
The writing on that show was not great. Yeah, I was really blown away by how good the fights were in this, just because like I guess it might just be because like WandaVision had like one fight, like and it was over like 3 episodes, and it was kind of over and done. And not only that, half of it was Vision talking with himself. But this was just really good. That opening fight with the LAF was so
great.
My
God, the choreography on that was excellent.
I almost thought that they got.
I want to see. I'm going to say this because I want to see if you had the same reaction. Like when that scene where Sam's flying through the canyon and stuff.
Yeah.
Did that remind you of Captain Marvel?
A little bit, yeah.
Okay, so I'm not the only one.
Yeah,
that was
now that you
thinking
mentioned that, yeah, a little bit. It does feel like when she's flying around with the rest of the with the team with the.
By the way, if you want to put your seat back, feel free.
Oh, okay.
I just realized. We have seats.
That is much better. I
have seats that roll. Never mind.
Yeah, no, that was really good. It also reminded me a lot of the opening to Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Definitely.
Like, because especially when you're like we're dealing with just like a random group of terrorists. And just getting to see Falcon just kick some ass was really, really satisfying. Because like we hadn't really like. I mean, yeah, he did some fighting in Infinity War and Endgame, but like he really didn't get to really show off as much. Like the last time he really got to show off was Civil War, and even then he gets his ass beat by Spider-Man.
It's all about pain. You ready to get you some? Man, shut the hell up. I still love that scene. Shut the hell up.
But, like, it was cool seeing, and he popped out Red Wing, which was nice to see, which I know a lot of people have issues with the fact that Red Wing's like a drone instead of like a bird, but, like, it'd be really fucking ridiculous to see him in, like, a pet falcon fight. Like, that, like, the part where, like, they think that they can escape using those paraglider outfits.
My God, which I looked at, I was like, that is the dumbest plan.
Yeah, like... Yeah, let's try to outrun the dude who has a jetpack.
What's next? You're going to try to launch a plane off the Titanic? Do you think that's a great fucking idea?
Like, I love the scene where, like, he uses his wings to, like, ricochet the bullets. Like, it shows how, like, he can fight even without being, like, flying. Really well choreographed.
Oh, yeah, and it looks really, really good.
Yeah, like, I thought maybe they would, like...
They would skimp on it?
Kind of skimp on it since it's a streaming service show, but, like, no, like, it looks as good as, like, the movies. Like, I was...
Marvel, we got this idea, Disney. Here's a blank check. Just write out how much you need.
No, like, it really honestly surprised me how really well done it was. But yeah, like, for me, I think the really big takeaway of this was doing Bucky's, like PTSD and trauma. Because, like...
I was really, really interested in that because, like, as I've mentioned a couple times on the show, I'm a history guy. I've been, particularly like American history. It's what my master's degree is. I've been delving into a lot of World War II stuff lately. Yeah. So I was like, got into the Bucky's part. I'm like, all right, man, I'm ready. Like, let's dive into this a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
And then obviously they bring up the stuff from Winter Soldier, which I really like what they've done with Bucky in this episode so far.
I also wonder when they shot those scenes with him as the Winter Soldier, did they have to, like, did he get his hair cut before that, or did they have to put a wig on him?
No, I actually read somewhere that he filmed those and then he got his hair cut because there's actually a behind the scenes picture that surfaced.
I actually really like I like Bucky with the shorter hair when he was back during the first Avenger. It was really nice.
I think he looks better with the short hair.
Yeah, I think he looks a lot better with the short hair because with the long hair it makes him look really frazzled and like older. But like I think here it kind of makes him look more like Bucky instead of like Winter Soldier.
Which me and Adam can both agree on one thing. He has the shittiest psychiatrist I have ever fucking seen.
We'll get to the psychiatrist, but like...
Oh my god. I wanted to be like... But stop talking to him like that. Jesus Christ.
But, another thing that it really reminds me of like of Winter Soldier was like the...
What the fuck, man?
We just saw a truck go by with the American flag upside down. And
which means that's a symbol of distress. I hope you know that.
Yeah, and also...
Had two Confederate battle flags on either side. I'm like, bro, what the fuck did I just look at? I don't know if you saw the gun right one go by too.
I did not see the...
I saw that one. I saw that. I had to stop. I was like, am I really fucking seeing this? Get back on topic. Yeah, sorry for that was worth a double take.
But I did like, there was one thing I liked about the psychiatrist scene was it was actually showing like what Bucky's been doing after Endgame.
Yeah.
Because basically they established he's been pardoned for any crimes he committed as a Winter Soldier because they could verify, you know, it wasn't of his own accord. He was brainwashed. He was used by Hydra.
Yeah.
And so he's going around like, because he has like a list of all these ex-Hydra agents that he's going to take down after the basically because like here they say Hydra's disbanded.
Yeah.
Big doubt right there. But basically
and we got all the Nazis at Nuremberg.
Yeah. And we've got like, well, especially because from what I've seen of the trailers, I'm pretty sure what the big bad of this is a Hydra agent. Or like,
it has to be.
I want to say it's Baron Zemo from what we saw in the trailer. Yeah, Baron Zemo, who's a Hydra agent. But basically, Bucky takes down ex-Hydra member, and I love it because like he has these rules he's supposed to follow. Like
nobody gets hurt.
Nobody gets hurt. I state this thing where like my name is James Buchanan Barnes. I was the Winter Soldier. I'm not that anymore. Have a nice day. And also not to do nothing illegal. He says as he rigs the car to like with an automatic lock thing, knocks a dude out with his robotic arm and like I'm pretty sure gave him a concussion or broke his neck.
I'm pretty sure you just gave him a concussion.
And then just more or less scared the shit out of this Hydra woman, which was hilarious. But like, I really love the editing and the way it was done there because it reminded me a lot of Winter Soldier. And
yeah,
like,
I was about to say the editing and the way it was choreographed really reminded me of that. Like, I kind of like how like between Sam's portions of the episode and Bucky, we kind of almost have like two different feels going on, which I really like.
Which I think if this were a movie, it would have worked really well. You know, like we have them like separate, like showing how they're doing.
It really makes me curious, like when they get together, like what the choreography is going to be for it. Like how they gonna stylize it, you know?
Because we're gonna have Falcon flying around, and then we're just gonna have Bucky beating the shit out of people with his robotic arm. I like that. I like the story that we're getting with Sam. Like he wants to try and like save his family home because like, you know, he was one of the ones that was blipped during Infinity War and Endgame, and he's trying to just kind of keep what he has left of his family. Because I think his parents, either that or his dad passed away during that. And, like, he's trying to, like, save everything, and his sister, like, wants to sell the family boat, which I feel really bad for Sam, because, like, his sister's like, you don't know what it's like, you went over to the military, and then you disappeared, I had to do all this by myself. I'm like, it's not like he had a choice.
Like, is this fucking Pan Olympics? Like,
yeah, like...
Fuck?
Like, which...
I feel like, I really feel like, just from, like, how I know writing-wise... Yeah. That's going to come up later. Yeah. Like, there's going to be something big that happened apart from that she's not letting him in on that's going to come up later.
I do think so as well.
Like, they wouldn't have devoted so much on screen time to it if it wasn't going to be important.
And then we have poor Bucky who's just trying to, like...
piece his life
back
together.
Like, he's with this nice old Japanese man who... Like, he's dealing with the fact his son died, and he doesn't know how he died. They just know he, like, was killed over, like, internationally, like, over on, like, the other side of the world, and they never found... Like, either they never found his body, or they don't know what happened to him. So, like, he has, like, almost no closure, but, like, he's also trying to help Bucky, like, get a date with this woman that runs like, I'm not entirely sure.
I'm pretty sure she's a bartender.
I didn't know if it was like a Japanese bar or if it was like some sort of like.
It's just a bar.
Well, no, because like they were eating like mochi and sushi though, so like I didn't know.
It's probably like the bar in Blade Runner.
Yeah, fair enough. Which Bucky drinks like a sailor come back from port.
You don't say?
Well, no, I mean like I get why, but like man, you see, there's a lot of shots of him drinking. I can't tell if half of it's water, or if it's just he drinks a lot. But he does end up dating the bartender, which was nice. It's a really cute scene where she wants to play Battleship with him, and I love it because like he brings her a bouquet, and she's like, "That is the most old-fashioned thing I've ever seen." Because like Bucky's like doing it like it's the 40s.
How old are you? 103.
300. Actually, I think he said 106.
106 or something
like that. I'm like, damn. Because I always forget that like him and Cap are like actually like super old because of like Bucky more so because he was constantly brought out of suspended animation, whereas Cap was frozen for at least 70 years.
Yeah.
Which it gets more and more ridiculous as like time goes on. Like sooner or later they're gonna be like Cap was frozen for like a century.
They're gonna just keep amping it up, basically.
Yeah, he's gonna be like Fry from Futurama eventually, where he's been like frozen for like 1,000 years,
basically.
But yeah, there was a lot of really, but for me, like the worst part was like she brought up the old, like, you know, like it's a good thing you're with him, and like, you know, what does it do when like a father loses a child? It's like the worst thing. Then he bails, and then
because like Bucky, I even brought up like Bucky's clearly thinking of his own family, and I'm like, oh man, I'm like, man, well, that's rough.
Well, that in
it's revealed that Bucky killed the
yeah, because it was in the nightmare, and it's. To be fair, even before they revealed it, I pieced it together because I was like, oh, Bucky. Oh, no, don't. Oh, like you're like torturing yourself by like helping this old man, but you're like, I can't tell you. I'm like,
like, I came up to him. I'm like, man, this is some rough shit, man.
Because like
this is rough.
I was like, this can't be as depressing as WandaVision was.
Disney, bitch, you thought?
No, I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna get better, but damn.
Yeah, it's just holy fuck.
And you know the part where like he's talking to the psychiatrist, like he wishes he could go back to Wakanda because he felt like a calm there. But no, like let's just get into probably the worst part about this whole thing. Well, there's two things I'm like I kind of had complaint with. The first and biggest though was Bucky's psychiatrist is like the worst psychiatrist. She's like passive aggressive and like constantly telling him he needs to kind of get over it. Kind of just get over it, basically.
Yeah, I'm just like on the one hand, I can kind of understand what she's trying to do. Like she's kind of like trying to be like, okay, like trying to do like the harsh thing, you know. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm just like holy fuck, lady.
Yeah, like.
Well, like I was a soldier too. Like, but it's not the same.
Yeah, like it's not like
you were never a Manchurian candidate. Stop acting like you can compare to that.
Yeah, like it wasn't just like.
Also, you didn't fight in World War II. Fuck off.
Like, yeah, it wasn't like World War II. Like, well, not like that. It's not like he fought in the war and he came home and there was nothing waiting for him. It was he fought in the war, was captured by the Ruskies, and then was found by Hydra and subjected to all manner of torture and brainwash, and frozen and unfrozen so that he could kill people for like 70 years. Like,
yeah, that fucking psychiatrist needs to back the fuck off. Like, Jesus, like she was actually angering me because I'm just like, I look at that and I'm like, as someone who myself struggles with a lot of mental illness, I'm like, lady, you were doing more harm than good right here.
And I also love she like, why don't you talk to your friends in the Avengers? Like, first of all, he had like 3 friends on the Avengers.
Because Tony didn't like him. Natasha's dead. Steve's dead, probably. We don't really know what happened to Steve yet, but he's probably dead.
Him and Sam are only on kind of okay terms. But granted, I think
he was okay with Wanda, but Wanda's off doing shit in Westview.
And like,
it isn't exactly the picture of perfect mental health.
Yeah, I don't think he's ever talked to Hulk or Hawkeye. What, is he going to go talk to Spider-Man? The 15-year-old who whooped his ass? I don't think so. And sadly, he can't talk to Black Panther because of real life.
Yeah.
Like,
I really would have paid to see him and Carol interact. Because I think him and Carol could get along.
Yeah, I feel like him and Carol could get along. And then she's like, you have a call from Sam that you haven't answered back, which
you have less than 10 phone numbers in here. I'm like, bro, I'm like, really?
It's amazing he knows how to use a cell phone.
I'm like, man, chill.
It took Steve like 6 months to learn how to use a cell phone.
You've been ignoring texts. Holy fuck, I know how to use a cell phone. I ignore texts like a motherfucker.
Like, leave me the fuck alone.
I don't even like answering the phone when people call me, let alone my own family.
Yeah, like...
I'm one of those guys, you call me and I'll text you like, I ain't picking up, text me. I ain't calling. I don't like talking on the phone.
Yeah, I don't call you unless it's like an emergency.
Fuck, if you call me, I know something's really fucking wrong.
Yeah, no. But, that's better. That and the other thing is Sam donating Cap Shield to the Smithsonian and being shocked that the government didn't let this expensive piece of vibranium stay sitting in the Smithsonian.
Well, my thing is, like, I love the Smithsonian a lot. I think the Smithsonian has done a great deal of stuff with preserving history. On the same front, first off, they lose shit like a motherfucker because they have way too much stuff. Like, there is shit lost in the Smithsonian. The phrase "lost in the Smithsonian" exists for a reason. They got shit not catalogs. They don't even know what they have.
Oh, that explains the plots of Night at the Museum too.
I mean, literally, you joke.
No, I know, I joke.
They have so much stuff. There's no way they have everything cataloged.
Yeah, true. But like, but even then, I still was like, Bucky or Falcon.
You had to have seen this coming.
Yeah, like I get you didn't want to be Cap. I would not have let that shield out of my sight. Like the Smithsonian has enough.
If not for the simple fact of just like Steve fucking Rogers gave you that.
Yeah, like
he entrusted you with that. Like why? I wouldn't have let it out of my fucking sight.
Like I doubt Rhodey, who got it. I actually didn't know Rhodey was going to be in this.
Neither did I. Rhodey showing up, I was like, oh hey, Rhodey's here.
Yeah, Rhodey's great. Yeah, like and it makes sense too because like the military's there to honor Steve, and he's like an Air Force pilot. So
yeah,
he would be there.
There's this great scene where Sam is kind of delivering like an elegy almost for Steve, and he mentions like symbols are nothing without the men and women behind them who give them meaning, and you can just see Rhodey kind of like he's thinking about Tony. But like, I'm like, oh man, I'm like, this is rough. Like we're getting everybody being sad today.
But like in no way would I think the Smithsonian's like, would you mind donating your War Machine armor to the Smithsonian? Like, fuck no.
Do you think the Smithsonian has contacted Pepper and is like, can you donate some Iron Man shit?
Probably. And probably Pepper was like,
no.
No, thank you. I'm not letting one of Tony's war weapons.
I'm not giving it to you.
Yeah, like, especially because, like, I think the next show after this is going to be Armor Wars, where Rhodey has to deal with all this stolen Stark tech.
Yeah. Or at least it's... actually, I think Loki is the next one, I think.
Well,
I'm not sure. Right. I'd have to look it up.
But, like...
I think it's Loki.
I know one of them is going to be Armor Wars, which
I know Loki drops in June.
I'm not really sure if I'm looking forward to Armor Wars, just because, like, real talk, I'm glad Rhodey gets to have his own show.
I mean, because you're a big fan of the comic storyline Armor Wars.
Yeah, which hopefully we'll have that read by the time Armor Wars comes out. Because I'd like for us to do that while Armor Wars is coming out, just to kind of tie into it. But, like, the whole plot of Armor Wars is Tony dealing with the fact that, like, because he didn't patent his Iron Man armor, people could either, like, study the armor or, as it's shown there, go into his mainframe and steal the data, and he couldn't do anything about it because he never copyrighted it.
Yeah.
And, like, he has to... A lot of it's about, like, Tony dealing with the guilt of the fact that he knows people have died because of his technology. Like, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Rhodey wouldn't feel guilt at knowing someone's got a hold of his stuff, of his best friend's stuff, but, like, the reason I love Armor Wars so much is because it really hammers home the kind of character Tony Stark is. That, like, for all his bravado and all the good he does, he has the biggest guilty conscience of knowing that his tech is used for evil sometimes. It's one of the reasons why I love the Iron Man movies, because, like it really hit
They
home.
do a good job of showing that.
Yeah, it really showed the guilt he faced after, like it explains to me why he would have wanted the Sokovia Accords to happen, because he's like, no, I screwed up. But I did love the scene where him and Rhodey take a tour of the Iron Man or the Captain America exhibit from Captain America 2, and you get to see like the bike, which actually is a Harley Davidson bike. Like,
That makes sense because all the motorcycle manufacturers made stuff for the war. Indian was a big one.
Yeah.
Harley Davidson.
Yeah, because
Triumph.
I think they actually notified Harley Davidson. They're like, yeah, we'll make one based off the old World War II motorcycles we had.
Harley Davidson's very, very proud of their involvement in the war.
Oh no, but it's just cool because like one of the things that Cap is known for is motorcycle riding, and he looks so awesome on a motorcycle in that movie. Oh, I can't wait for it because in July we're going to
go home and watch fucking First Avenger tonight. Honestly,
yeah, because
kind of in a mood.
Well, because him and I July we're going to do a whole Captain America retrospective where we're talking about like a bunch of Captain America stuff,
including the old Red Brown.
Yeah, the old Red Brown ones.
I went and bought those on tape. Just for the aesthetic.
Oh. No, you and me.
I gotta buy those on DVD. I'm gonna buy them on DVD because they're only like $5.
I'm sorry,
they're not expensive.
You and me have to sit down and watch those together because
we need to see each other's reactions to some of that shit.
Well, because I've seen reviews.
I've seen bits and pieces.
I've seen reviews of the Red Brown ones because Spoonie did like all these Red Brown movies, which sadly it's hard to find a lot of them because like he basically let everything fall apart after he kind of had a mental breakdown. But I love that scene because like you get to see like that. Like there's like a thing where it's like showing all these people that vanished that probably are still missing because I don't think everybody came back exactly, or some of them are like
some of them haven't reported in. Which you know, 4 of those are Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
Or at least that's the running theory, and I mean that's the one that's most plausible right now.
Well, especially because they talked about in WandaVision they lost a spaceship up there, which I would not be surprised if that was them kind of hinting at Fantastic Four. Like I love that, and I loved like Rhodey discussing like Sam probably should have taken up the mantle because I do feel like we're gonna get like Rhodey becoming Iron Man, just because it makes a lot more logical sense. Although I know people are like, no, we should have Ironheart, and I'm like, okay.
Life is good, but why not have both?
I mean, yeah, I would rather.
It could be better.
I would rather have both, just because like
life is good.
I like Rhodey a lot more than I do Riri, but then I really like some of the extra like talking about all these different terrorist cells like the LAF who want to kind of make a world without borders.
Which I remember somebody being like, "Wow, that's such a bad concept." I'm like,
I mean,
it's not. It isn't, but at the same time, that opens up a lot of
ethical questions.
Yeah, ethical debate. That opens up a lot of ethical debate. Not to mention just how would that affect cultures and that's a very debatable topic, which we're not going to dive into.
Speaking of, I also love the terrorist that like sect that is I think going to be probably the driving force of the show, the Flag Smashers, which I'm pretty sure, which I'm looking it up right now. That's a Captain America character actually called Flag Smasher, but
it's probably a deliberate reference.
No, it definitely is. But I'm just looking it up because I want to say he's actually a member of the Thunderbolts, which, for those of you who don't know, the Thunderbolts were actually a group of supervillains made after the Avengers died during the Heroes Reborn stuff. They were a group of supervillains cobbled together by the government to basically pretend to be heroes. That they were like, we're gonna pay you to be heroes, and if you do this, we'll like lower your sentences. It was basically Suicide Squad. I don't know why my voice went up there, but it was basically Marvel's equivalent to the Suicide Squad, because the Suicide Squad at the time became very popular because of a lot of really good writing groups. But yeah, I actually was really like that, and here he is. Yeah, he's a villain name used by 2 fictional supervillains. Yeah. Although, he definitely doesn't look like who I thought he was. That actually kind of looks badass, I'm not going to lie.
Looks like Dollar Store Thor.
Well, that's probably because of the weird mace. But I'm guessing he's going to be the head guy we saw, because like he literally has superpowers. Like he literally jumped out of a 3-story building and then like threw people around like they were like made of putty.
Yeah.
Beat up Sam's buddy, and which I'm like, oh, poor Sam's buddy.
Yeah, that guy got fucking destroyed.
I actually thought he was dead. I was
like, oh god, man.
I actually almost thought at first maybe the dude was Crossbones from Winter Soldier, but because I'm pretty sure he was working with Baron Zemo in Civil War. It's been forever since I watched Civil War.
Same.
But yeah, so I think we've really talked a lot about this episode.
Yeah, which...
Oh, we might as well talk about the U.S. agent look, though. Like, not like just the punchable, but like I actually really like the
I
look of the
like
outfit.
it. I mean, it looks decent.
Yeah, it looks really a lot like Cap's U.S. agent outfit. I was actually blown away by how actually really authentic it looked. Even down to the point where it has like a sidearm, where he has a sidearm, because like the real U.S. agent's not nearly as good, so he has like a gun, because he's like, I can do a lot of stuff Cap does, but I
gotta carry that thing.
I gotta carry that thing on me. Of course, again, when Bucky was Captain America, he also carried a gun, because Bucky's like, no, I'm like a soldier. I shoot people. And Cap's like, damn it, Bucky, I do as well, but I don't go into a ghetto and start blowing away drug dealers.
Frank Castle will be like, this motherfucker's spitting. This motherfucker's spitting.
No, actually, Frank would be like, that's right. Cap's too good for it. That's why it's my job. and then Cap's like, Frank, no!
Jesus. All right, but yeah, I liked it.
Although he does have like the most punchable face.
Oh my god, I wanted to smack that fucking grin off his fucking face. I was like, motherfucker,
I don't know.
I will annihilate that fucking
I don't know
smile.
who the actor is, but damn Disney, you did a good job of hiring someone that I want to fucking hit in the face for the villain. But yeah, so I think we've pretty much talked about everything. I guess you want to talk about like Sam's sister just real quick, just kind of how frustrating that was.
It's frustrating, but I don't want to really talk about it because I like I said, I feel like that's gonna be a bigger thing later, and I don't want to like make any judgments too soon without having a little bit more of the picture.
You did want to talk about the bank scene real quick though, because like that was
listen, that was frustrating because I'm like, this is legit, and frustrating in the fact that I'm like, they're like, oh, we can't give you a loan because you don't your credit. I'm like, you're just not giving him a loan because he's black. Like, yeah, no. Like, fuck you.
Especially because
there's no way that's not how that wasn't framed.
Yeah,
that was deliberately how that was framed.
Yeah, like to the point where his sister.
He's a goddamn Avenger. He ain't good for it. What do you fucking mean?
Not like that, he has government contracts. You tell me you don't want some of that sweet government money?
I'm like that was frustrating. I was like, God damn, that made me mad. That actually made me legitimately mad.
I mean, I give points to Sam where he's like, no, we're gonna get that loan. Like, like I'm not giving up.
He's fucking calling up some fucking people. He's pulling some strings.
Then the scene after where he goes to try and get the boat starting on his own without getting like that actually really made me sad, especially because he looks at the picture of himself and his sister with like their dad. I'm like, fuck this. I came into this hoping it was going to be like a fun romp.
I thought Disney was supposed to make me happy, man. This ain't happy. This is just making me more depressed.
I thought this was going to be Sam and Bucky fighting Nazis. Like, fighting Nazis and terrorists.
Fucking Marvel version of Rush Hour. Like.
Yeah. Like, I mean, Grant, I hope Sam isn't going to be like, man, nobody understands the words coming out of your mouth.
That fucking didn't age well.
It really did not.
But
overall,
I'm definitely going to give it a recommendation.
Oh yeah,
Please check it out.
This is a solid recommendation.
Yeah, solid. I liked it. If Disney can kind of keep up this train of like being real solid with their shows, I think we're in for some good shit. Then,
if you're a Captain America guy, you need to watch this show because it is like there's all sorts of Cap references.
It really is an embodiment, I feel, of like Cap's legacy.
Yeah, it's
through both Sam and Bucky, and then obviously we're gonna get Sharon later on.
This really reminds me a lot about like after Civil War, after Cap died, and just how important his legacy is. It's certainly better than like how it actually came to Sam, because basically Cap was like, I'm going to take the super soldier serum out of my body and I'm going to start aging. And that's why Sam became Cap. And I'm like, but why though? And then of course that led into Secret Wars, which actually stopped what was actually happening in that storyline. Because after Secret War, Cap was turned into a Hydra agent by the Cosmic Cube.
I don't want to talk about that.
No,
I don't want to talk about that. Especially because fucking Nick Spencer wrote that. And I'm like, oh, man, at least he's redeemed himself lately with Spider-Man.
To be fair, I think a lot of the reason, like, that didn't work was, A,
it just don't work.
It just don't work, and B, it came out during a time in politics where that was not a good move.
Yeah.
We're with a time when we needed Captain America now more than ever, and he's a Nazi.
That's gonna be a no from me.
Yeah, it's
a big no from me.
It's a hard if. If you guys really want an actual opinion of that, look up Linkara's review of Secret Wars, because it really hits what just doesn't work about that story. But getting back to this, I do solidly recommend this. If you love the Captain America movies, you're definitely going to love this, especially if you love Captain America 2 Winter Soldier.
I'm waiting for more of that sweet, sweet Sharon Carter content.
I'm also looking forward to Sharon. I actually kind of hope maybe we're going to get just an episode that introduces her.
I hope we're going to get that too, because like I said, I love Sharon.
No, I love Sharon as well. Except when she gets hypnotized by Hydra to shoot Cap with a time bullet.
I want to talk about that.
Which was weird, because then after that, she was pregnant with Cap's kid, and then nothing happened to that.
Because nobody in the Marvel Universe is allowed to be happy like that.
Which is weird, because before the whole Nazi Cap thing, he actually went to an alternate universe with Sharon, and they had a kid who aged super fast. It was weird.
Hashtag comic books.
Cap goes through some weird shit. There was a period where he was a werewolf for a couple of issues.
I know. Remember, my Marvel Legend figure has that head.
And a really stupid issue where they're like, oh, Cap gets his superpowers by steroids, so we have to take the super soldier serum out of his body to make him old. And then we're going to take it out of the Red Skull, and they're going to fight a couple of elderly old men.
No.
Yeah, I love Cap, but man, there have been times where
Marvel just doesn't know what the fuck they're doing.
But anyway, guys, I as far as first episodes, I definitely give this an 8 out of 10. It was very, very solid.
I'm gonna give it a 9 out of 10. I really, really enjoyed it.
So yeah, that was our review. Come back when the show's over, and we're gonna do
a wrap up the
whole thing, like we did with WandaVision. But until then, guys, keep on watching. We're gonna have some more content. We're coming up on my birthday month. We're gonna have some really good reviews, some stuff that I made Colton watch and he actually liked.
So, till next time, guys. I'm Average Joe Squad.
I'm Zon Gets 134.
And as always,
we ask you,
remember the hyphen?
take care.
And have a nice day.